Hey guys, it's Cassie with MATHOMG. Today we're going to be talking about how to create a unit vector. So a unit vector is pretty simple, but again with vectors and the notation, it's pretty brand new to most students, so it looks super complicated. One thing we need to keep in mind here is these lines. So this is how you create the unit vector. This right here does not mean absolute value. It means magnitude. So on my other video, I taught you guys how to find magnitude, so you might want to check that out first if you haven't, but that means magnitude. And we're trying to create a unit vector. So we're trying to take a vector and we're trying to shrink it down so that its length or magnitude is 1. So let's look at the vector we're given. We're given -3, 2, and we're asked to create the unit vector for that. So the first thing I observe is that I'm given -3, 2. That's my vector that I'm going to start with. My mission is to turn -3, 2 into some vector where its magnitude is 1. All right? And then my game plan for that is going to be to do a couple things. I'm first going to find the magnitude of -3, 2. So I'm going to find the magnitude of that, and I don't know if I can write it in this notation, but I'm going to because it makes sense. So I'm going to find the magnitude of this, and then I'm going to take -3, 2, and I'm going to divide it by its magnitude. So remember the magnitude, -3, 2 is also v. So I'm going to divide each piece by its magnitude, and that's going to be my unit vector. And then I'm going to find the magnitude of this whole thing to show that it's 1. So it's kind of a lot to look at once, but let's do it in pieces. So the first thing I want to do is create my unit vector. So I take -3, 2, and I figure out its magnitude. So remember the formula, if I'm given in vector form, is a squared plus b squared. And this is a and this is b. So that's my magnitude. So that's what magnitude, again, it looks like absolute value, it's not. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to plug them into that formula. So I have -3 squared plus 2 squared. So that becomes 9 plus 4, so it's square root of 13. So I found my magnitude for vector v. So my unit vector is going to be -3 over rad 13, comma 2 over rad 13. That is my unit vector. If I can, I'll need to simplify my radicals and simplify my fractions, but I can't simplify 13 because it's prime. So this right here, this is my unit vector. Now, I know that it has a length of 1 because I created it, but I want to show you guys like why that works. So I've created my unit vector by taking my original vector and dividing each component, so a and b, by its magnitude. Then to prove that the length of this is 1, I find the magnitude of my new unit vector. So I take -3 over rad 13. That's my a value. I'm going to square that. Sorry, that's not a square. I'm going to square that and add that to 2 over rad 13 squared, and then I'm going to square root that whole thing. So I'm using this formula right here, and I'm taking the magnitude of my new vector. So that is going to equal square root of -3 squared is 9. Square root of a number squared is just the number. Plus 2 squared is 4. Again, that's going to be 13, so that's going to equal square root of 13 over 13, which is the square root of 1, which is in fact 1. So all I've done is just prove that I did create a vector of magnitude 1. And remember, to find the unit vector, you find the magnitude of your given vector, and then you divide it, each piece, your a and b value, by the magnitude. And that's it. You're done. You found your unit vector. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you want to get better at math, subscribe to my videos here. If you want more information on math, click on my website link here.